Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, absolutely. Time for Inferno. Last life remaining for Astralis, and chance for Fnatic to make their prediction come true, get away with this with only one life lost.
Drop a single life after that.
The opening game.
That's right, against Envious, right? So it's going to be Inferno. We've seen how strong Fnatic can be on this map already. It's their best map, allegedly, according to them, and I have to agree with them as well. Astralis, it's not about we've seen them on too often, but we were talking this before. They have been able to go toe-to-toe with them in the past, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go back to the Pronex days, in this map, there was actually about 4 in a row that Astralis, then TSM, were able to pick up, because that was during the PGL stages, but that things have changed, obviously, between the two teams.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special treat for you here today. We have got the knife round coming up, but it's with a little twist right now. Sadakist is going to bring it to you in a very special style. It's called the Speedcast, and it's for Grand Finals only. So, Matt, would you please take it away?
It's actually not for Grand Finals only. I've done it lots. It starts on the first swing, and that swing going to come in right now, and already they're going to try and do some damage. But they actually aren't swinging. I'm just going to start a little bit early right now, but this is going to decide which gets the perfect side on CT or T, and that means on Inferno, that's absolutely massive. They're splitting up. They're going to make this long, and they're going to drag it on for me. That means I'm going to keep talking like this longer and longer, Henry, but I know you love it because you love when I talk, and you love when I'm beside you casting because you're a little bit... I'm not sure. JW going to take down Kerrigan. Dennis gets Device and Olaf getting through. It's all about Astralis right now, and it's all down to Cajun B. He's going to try and negate them, try and limit them off, but he can't get into a choke point because they're pinching him from both sides. It's going to be Dennis that jumps backwards, rather Olaf, and he gets him as well. Now down to 1 versus 3. Going to go for the left side, but they're so close that leads to be able to get the trade, and Crim's going to get it. A little TK for the style, but Fnatic will get CT.
Round of applause, certainly there. If you understood a single word Matt was saying.
Yeah, they definitely did not.
No one clapping. No one enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it, Matt, so that's all that matters.
It's fine. I know. I really just do this for you, Henry.
It seems to be for our own entertainment, but I thought for the land finals we might get more hype, but there it is.
Apparently not.
We're going to have Fnatic on the CT side, and that's only bad news for Astralis going forward. Obviously, it can be very handy on the T side themselves. Let's have a look at the buys coming in. It's going to be Astralis with 3 sets of armor and make it 4, as Kerrigan's going to be the only utility player here. He's got a smoke and 2 flashbangs, and it's a very familiar buy for Fnatic here. 4 sets of armor, a HE, and a kit on towards Crims. They're sending 3 players towards Banana right now, so that's Crims as well. That'll be a HE coming in, and you assume some heavy aggression here as a terrorist awaiting as well.
There's early pressure, 3 men down B. Fnatic doesn't pay off for them though, because if Dennis gets caught out first, this forces them back into hiding within the site. Just trying to slow down and turn. They brought Flusha back towards Speedway in case they wanted to push on that early kill. They would still have an ample defense, but it's JW alone on A as a result, and smartly Astralis didn't walk into such a trap. Keep in mind, Kerrigan didn't use a smoke yet either, so they still have that for the execution.
It was Dennis that gets taken down in the early aggression now. You can see Astralis setting up for a potential B take here. It looks like JW is actually responding towards Bedroom, but Dupree waiting for him gives them yet another man advantage here and a serious chance to make their way into the B bomb site. As you mentioned, the smoke still in hand, but the CT's looking for frags here.
They're going to get them as well. It's Cajun B. He's got all 3 in this round. I can't count because there's actually been a 4th. Either way, still stands that they were all important, all pretty. Device will go down to Flusha, and the bomb going to follow in the similar fashion means that Flusha won't be able to do much more. The kit was dropped. It's nowhere near him. It's actually inside the site, so he has to fight just to grab it. Even if he wanted to. He's going to get pinched out from CT as well because they are rotating Xyp9x in behind him, so he's going to commit. There's no reason not to at this point in time, and he's going to get found out. Tries to isolate off the player in construction. Dupree's got the information that he's there, but won't peek. Cajun going to use that pillar for protection. And all the while, here comes Xyp9x. 1, 2. Oh, do it. Do it. Oh.
Come on. He had that.
It was money, baby, but not to be.
It would have been. And there we go. Very strong pistol run coming in. We saw that early aggression coming from Fnatic at the start of the round, trying to HE down Banana, challenging at the start, and it was just Astralis that locked it down, got full control, and Cajun B, fantastic play from him to get those initial kills. Of course, though, we do see the force buy coming in from Fnatic and never discount them on these rounds. We know time and time again they can make these rounds work, especially on a map like Inferno. Lots of tight choke points to hide in, lots of cubbies, and we'll see how Astralis approaches this round. Looking like they're sticking together for now. 3 players committed towards middle. And the face starts to begin. Olaf Meister pushed all the way towards Banana now. Device waiting on logs, but unable to find a shot as of yet.
Olaf tries again after being flashed. The preemptive might as well miss every shot you don't take style as he falls back.
Indeed.
Do you remember that trend? That was a good trend for a while on the Reddit. There were some good shots posted to that.
Ice hockey, of course.
Yeah, totally. It's the only Reddit I read. But they are going to approach into Banana. This 4-stack on A is actually favorable in this position for Astralis, who still have plenty of utility to distill anything that would potentially be stacked up inside B against them as well. Because you got to remember, orange is 1, orange is 2, new box, emo, all possibilities in pistol rounds. But they are actually using this correctly. So an initial Molotov, followed by one single smoke, and look how quickly the entire landscape has changed.
Well, they've got full control of Banana now. It means they can leave one player there. That's going to be Device. Actually, with the bomb as well, looking like the 3 other players are going to make their way towards middle. This is a potential beat split coming in. You see how the CTs have responded as well. It's going to be 2 players rotating over, and it's actually Crims that open things up. He takes down Device, and this is turning into a little bit of a nightmare though, but Astralis making the correct decision here, rotating on towards the A-bomb site, pinching it nicely though, but JW keeps applying the pressure on the A-bomb site, and we still have Dennis waiting in the pit.
Dupree, though, does get JW back. Look at the HP falling low on Astralis, though. They need to be careful. These pistols are now in more than lethal territory as Olaf will get down Dupree. That's the high HP player. So with bomb down 2 versus 2, armor on both Fnatic players, and only a Mach 10 in the hands of Xyp9x. This is a massive possibility for Fnatic to strike back. Quick peek from Xyp9x, unfortunately, doesn't go down. Stays alive, can anchor from Pit, but it's only him. He gets a return shot fast as well, but it's Olaf right there on top of it, and there's tons of time despite not having a kit.
Every time it seemed like we said, Astralis getting that great control towards B. When they had that sort of control, I'd assume they were going to go for the full execute. They still had some grenades left. You thought they'd be stacking together, but maybe they overcomplicated things. They kind of separated themselves and forced themselves in an unfavorable situation. They left the player towards B. He got taken down by the CZ, and then making their way towards middle. It's awkward exchanges all over the place, and then we saw that 2-on-2 coming in. Very low HP players for the Danish side, but they do get the bomb down, and it means they can get AK-47s out. I'm not sure if Fnatic will be expecting this necessarily. It's going to be 3 AKs, 2 Tech 9s, and it's actually almost stronger buy than Fnatic going forward. They've actually only got 3 SMGs, a Gillo and an M4, so this is going to be a very interesting round indeed. You can see Astralis not trying to give their hand away just yet, don't want to give away the surprise that the AKs have been purchased, working their way towards top and middle. Now the gig is up, they're going to have to fall back as they are flashed off towards middle for now. CT's responding accordingly, going a little bit more of a passive setup.
So if they can make this work, it's Flusha going to be passive on the archway as well. They'll give that up, and they're more than willing to do it because of the position for Dennis. They can set a crossfire from said archway, and then Flusha will just have to hold on to the pit. Or rather, JW will have to hold on to the pit. He'll anchor it. There's the flash through. Dupree's around the corner, but it works out perfectly. Dennis blinds up and gets the kill onto him. They fall back immediately. Now the opportunity with the anchor player onto B is for Device to try and lurk in and grab a kill, but they're already ready for him. The smoke goes out onto CT, and he's going to take that Tech 9 forward, gets down to the end by Crims. And options are running out. They're going to commit, actually, though, to this B site. They're going to push all the way through, and Kerrigan on low HP. There's very little chance that they're actually going to make this work. The 2 AKs, but Olaf's already made it to new box. They could just sit back and wait. They could try and bait this out. He switches back over to the rifle. They line it up. Xyp9x gets one in return, but Flusha is there, and he's going to close it with Olaf together.
Horrible approach there, I have to say, from Astralis. After losing those first 2 players in the B-bomb site, had no control of the site whatsoever, and there's the last 3 remaining players just running in after them. What, 20 seconds later? Is that a thing? Like this, just opting out of the round completely and then sticking together with low HP players and an SMG and 2 AKs? It just seemed like Fnatic was so ready for that. They had full control of that round, and now then we go to 2-1. It's broken the economy of Astralis, and they're going to have, let's just say, Fnatic are going to have 4 rifles and JW on the MP9. You know how effective this guy can be with the SMGs. PT50's purchased only for Astralis here. Nothing to work with in terms of utility. Going to be Molotov out of the apartments for now, and there's going to be Dupree taking the brunt of the damage there to kick things off.
Olaf gets to tree. I think undetected. I'm not 100% sure if Device spotted him or not.
Crims got taken down by a headshot from the PT50 there as well, so the backup that Olaf has from those logs area is a little weaker. They are aware Olaf's there as well, I think, but what can they really do against it? They can't just charge him with PT50s. That'd be an absolute nightmare, but got control of the T-Apps at least. We can see Flusha watching the boiler room, waiting for anyone to face, and he's going to have contention any second now.
Flusha just mows down 2. It's Dennis, and Flusha picking up a 3rd. That's the way it'll end. Just walk out and into a blender. Why not?
Why not, indeed.
A tasty Astralis beverage for you.
It always goes down smooth.
For Fnatic, at least.
Indeed. Well, then, yeah, Astralis will be able to buy into this round. It's definitely not with the strongest buy. No Molotovs purchased, just smokes and a few flashbangs. AKs across the board, and now we have JW back on the AWP. Had such a massive impact on Dust 2, especially towards the latter end of the game. Just JW things, jumping shots, backstabs, through smokes, you name it, he was doing it. And he's looking to continue that trend now as he's going to face towards the top and middle. Kerrigan will be waiting for him, but once again, it's quite a slow start coming in from Astralis. Working that default we discussed on Dust 2 before, trying to gain some map control slowly but surely. Will be getting in towards the apartments. There is a foot spotted by JW, but an uncharacteristic miss from him. And Astralis live to see another day.
The scary part about this is how good we know Fnatic's T side is on this map.
Indeed.
And how impressive it's been all weekend as well. That Astralis, it's not like we can just sit back and go, oh, it's T side, they'll get rounds eventually. Every round is going to matter in this entire half for them. So they have to be so careful right now. They do have apartments control. Dupree is going to slowly work toward the door. That's favorable in the situation that Dennis has already gone back inside of the site. He's set a crossfire with JW, who now elects to go down and pick from the truck toward the top of middle.
JW using this tight angle towards Boiler and was spot one, but won't fire just yet, but there it is. Somehow gets KGB. Flusher getting one as well, completely shutting this round down.
And Dupree's locked out. He's in behind that pillar. There's nowhere for him to go. He doesn't escape when he has the chance, and JW gets a free second kill. Smoke out on apartments, so there's no chance to push through there. It's just going to be another push, a late push with no real plan here for Astralis, and they're already getting countered because Flusha is on the other side of mid right now. There's a crossfire set, and the bomb's been dropped. Astralis, they want to try and get back in. Zipix has gone low. He can't find the shot just yet. He'll try once more on Dennis. You have to consider a save almost at this point for the T side, even though there's 20 seconds left, and that's even hard to do in the fact that Crims is watching top of Banana. They know they're going for it. They know they're running toward T-spawn, and they can easily hunt this. Nah, they won't make it now because they didn't get on it fast enough, so 8 seconds. Now the biggest issue is if they do hunt and they go down after time expires.
Yeah. The thing is, Astralis, towards the end of that Dust 2 game, they look a little bit deflated. It seems like they've kind of carried on that approach this time. The gun rounds are very slow, not really making anything happen. When they finally do go into some sort of execution, it's quite stifled, quite slow. You can see them kind of making their way up, but it's pretty simple frags there. Not any sort of complications from JW. They're sitting with his orb stuck on Boiler Room. It's a pretty simple frag as they come out and gets a second as well. No pressure applied to him. He's not being smoked out, and he wasn't Molotov. Obviously didn't have much utility to work with, but having a look at this buy coming in for Astralis now. 2 players on the force buy. That'll be Device and Zipex. Trying to make the superstars do something with them. The other 3 players won't be fully investing into this. So the idea is you can bring those 2 players onto Tech9's next round and have 3 AKs, but it's definitely a high-risk maneuver. And we'll see whether Fnatic can hold it off as JW once again aggressive, of course, towards the top of middle.
There's not much of a response yet, but watch for that apartment control to come into play. They didn't really get an opportunity to make it work last time. They did walk out at least, but then we saw the op just obliterate 2 players. Fnatic find every angle, it seems. Even when they give you something, it's because they're doing it on purpose. They have a plan to counter it.
All they can really do in this situation is try and hope the Device finds a picker. They don't have a single smoke grenade. There's no flashbangs. There's nothing to flush these CTs out of control whatsoever. Right now we do have Dupree with the Desert Eagle trying to show some sort of presence towards that area, but they're going to be relying on Device walking into the site and somehow making something happen with the AK-47 now. Smoked out, of course, though. That is going to delay things for another 13 seconds or so.
Primed and ready as well. Shot missing from JW. Meanwhile, on the arch side, means Dupree's got room to move, but Dennis is going to take that back. So as soon as one goes back, there you go. Fnatic, they've got a second man who's always capable of striking. Flash in for Crims. They are exposed on the other side of this, but he's not going to go for the full peek. He knows the situation that there's going to be multiple opponents, but they line it up, and Crims gets 1, 2, 3, looks for the 4th, can't switch guns in time, but he does all the damage. Dennis closes it out. And Fnatic continuing to look absolutely emphatic on that B site.
Absolutely, just normal day in the office there for Crims. Just comes out, full spray down after the flashbang, and almost got the 4th as well. Robbed in the end as a Device to take him down, but just waiting for it. Like I said, Astralis with just nothing to work with, Matt. They're just kind of sitting back and hoping someone walks into their crosshair, but Fnatic being very disciplined right now, making sure every round counts. As I said before, we did have 2 players that did invest into the round. They're just going to be a little bit light on utility. They have managed to bring a Galil and an AK to the club as well, but let's see what happens there. JW facing middle once again, opens it up, and it's just another deficit going in favor of Astralis. They're going to have to sit back now in the 5-on-4, and the bomb's dropped towards the bottom of the middle as well. But KGB now finally answers back and takes down the AWP player.
It's finally a pick for Astralis to work with. It seems like it's been a while since they've had either an even situation or a man advantage early in a round.
Yeah. Well, now then.
They continue to try this apartment approach too, because KGB's actually already gotten up into the hallway. Dupree's waiting as well.
This is normally Dupree's bread and butter, that boiler room area. That's where he's known to make absolute chaos happen. Coming out of that area, always good for an entry frag. Been quiet so far, but it's still early days yet.
One of the problems is that Fnatic's not really addressing it. They're letting it be passive. They're sitting back. Now, fortunately, there is one less man on that A site, because last time we saw the setup with the AWP and Pit, Flusha can't afford to fully commit to that position, in the fact that KGB could easily come out above him from the apartments.
Dennis now towards the top of middle, building it up. He knows players will be facing him any second. Will they have the utility to hold him off here? Still have smokes and flashbangs. I would say this will be a bit of a blunder if they let him get a kill here uncontested.
He's actually given up pit flusher, so this is peculiar. He wants to play it inside of the site. We often talk about being able to anchor it down, but he's got skill. We'll see if he can find the shots. Dennis gets one to help him out. Dennis gets two as he lines him up. Device finally gets flusher back, but the AWP still in a decent position. They need to get the trade, and Dennis hits a crazy headshot on Cajun B. That lets Olaf close the round, and Astralis can't find an opening anywhere.
Wow. Dennis with two absolutely insane shots there. That was pretty nuts to open things up on the A-bomb site. They looked at it, Astralis looked, they had good footing here. They actually had a nice approach, to split between the apartments and the quad area as well. But just Dennis, this final shot here, that's it. That's the round over at that stage. We don't really see him opening that much. It's normally Olaf and JW taking those roles, but he's showing time and time again that he can definitely be effective in this position. He's going to be going back in towards the apartments, and JW, oh my god, the jump boost across middle. Could have done something with that, just narrowly misses out on the kill there.
That would have been pretty sexy, I'm not going to lie. They're still going to walk into this. The smoke comes out. The flash does actually work, but JW nearly got a chance. They push as well. This is smart. They get fast on top of JW this time. Fnatic not really in prime positions because they were in transition mode. So it's finally an execution and a bit of map control gain. They're going to try and take over pit. Dennis is blinded up. That gives him, or rather Cajun B, the chance. But look at JW. They're shaking hands. They're holding it together inside. Wait for that smoke to dissolve. He's just going to wait inside of the site right now. They still haven't spotted him. Now they will. But all the while, Fnatic was trying to get closer. Olaf did manage one kill, but the bomb now gone down. Graveyard held. Apartments held. Pit held. Pretty much the perfect post-plant situation for Astralis right now.
These are the kind of plays they needed towards the end of Dust 2. They look like that when they're doing the default, they're so caged. They're not really sure what they should be doing with it. Lose the first pick, and then they're forced into unfavorable situations. Get up there nice and fast. We know it's quite a passive ball from Fnatic so far. Let's smoke them off quickly. Flashbang up there. Stay as a unit. Make frags happen. That's how you're going to win Grand Finals against Fnatic. You need to be getting the frags in their face and making them feel uncomfortable. This time they found JW at the top of middle. They took him down. They get on the bomb site. Swarmed him. And now they finally have something to work with here. It's been a difficult last 5 rounds for them, but Astralis, after winning the pistol, finally get their second round on the board here. And Olafmeister and Crims will be saving the weapons. Have gone down to low HP from the explosion, but looking like they will stay alive.
They've got tons of money on that Fnatic side as well, so they're just making sure they keep that all in check, all together. It's pretty even as well. Olaf able to save 8150 based on the fact that he doesn't have to buy, but everyone else is in very good positions.
They have got an orb now back out for Device, actually. I think that's the first time they've shown that this half. Let's see what he can do with it. We know JW's been showing heavy aggression towards middle. This time, though, he's going to be favouring boiler area, it seems. Actually boosted over to smoke middle. This could actually work out very nicely indeed. We haven't seen this this game so far, but it's going to be Dupree that gets legged. The grenade could do it as it goes in, and somehow, yes, it does. Lands on the feet. Touchdown. And Dupree gets dropped. Nice opening frag. Creative play there from Fnatic.
Crims on B as always right now, and Device is going to try and approach it. The smokes are out, utility. Standard for Fnatic. And Crims, here it is. This is what Yanko said. This is the smoke he was talking about, that he plays it.
Surely not going to get away with this. It looks like they'll be bowing out of that area of the map, but Device now, pressure back onto him. He has got the AWP. They need him to work a pick here. Crims going to be falling back from that smoke position we mentioned before.
And Device will now reapproach on the top of Banana. He has bombs, so I imagine, yeah, there it is, back to Kerrigan. AWP in hand. Needs to find this pick. And Olaf and Crims are both going to go left undetected inside of the site. So it will be a little bit harder for Device going in. There won't be a crossfire, but they're going to have good positions to play inside of the CT smoke. Olaf not yet able to get up on top of the platform. Look at that. Perfect flash. All 3 players who were staring him down get blinded up. They still find the kill from Kerrigan, but they haven't found Crims, and Flush has already arrived. They need to get into the emo position. Crims with the USB gets a great shot that takes Kerrigan down, and suddenly it's all on Device. Crims still alive. This guy always survives the longest amount of time in this B site. It's insane how he does it. Time and time again. It's to the one-on-one though. JW with the AWP going to try and walk in as Device has the bomb, has the AK, puts a smoke out to go for the plant. JW doesn't fire in. He can't get the read. But he knows Device has to be over toward Emo. Spots the flash as well. Tries to go for the quick shot. Misses it. That gives Device the chance. And Astralis will capitalize.
Huge, huge plays from Device there. Looking like they were out of the round. That first pick coming in for JW. And Device finds some footing on the B bomb side there. Like you said, Crims doing everything he can from the back of the site after Orloff was dropped. He finds 2. But Device says, you know what, that's not going to be enough here. He plays strong. I actually really like that plant on the smoke. That's pretty much was his only option, considering he didn't really know where JW was playing from. Gets the bomb down, baits out a shot, finishes the round off in style as well. And finally, something to talk about here for Astralis. 2 rounds in a row, but still yet to break the economy of Fnatic. A faster paced round here from Astralis once again. I like this. They're waking up. They're realizing what they have to do to take these guys down.
Crims grabs the AWP, was nearly caught in the open. He's going to gun juggle them back as well. He doesn't want to leave the M4 nearby. There you go. Thanks very much. Interesting that he's electing to... I think he's just going to throw the op potentially off the map. And what he actually wants to do... Okay, now that I see his position, he actually wants to keep the op there, go for an early entry, and then switch to the M4 when they get close up. So he's actually just playing this with 2 guns, which is actually really clever. It looked peculiar as to why he was doing it. But this is actually really smart.
We have got the man advantage for Astralis here. You can see the CT's kind of reacting with Dennis and JW in the apartment. So there it is, Device taking down Crims. That's going to be a horrible situation now to recover as Flusher is locked out with the smoke. He has no control of the B bomb site, no vision.
It's almost good. The Dupree failed that. He goes for it again. JW heard the whole thing. They do have the control of the side of the apartments coming up the stairs. Zipic's going to get the shot on it as well. Now it's just 4 players on to 2 of Fnatic. But look at the HPO as well on Device. KGB and Kerrigan are both doing well, but he's going to have to be a little bit careful, Device, with that AWP. He won't be able to be quite as aggressive in opening up territory. But he's wide open. They don't have this information yet, though, and Kerrigan's going to be the one to find out.
Bomb still down towards the underpass here. Device is going to pick it up, but 20 seconds remaining. Needs to get their skates on and work out where they're going. The bomb is dropped as well. Dennis with a huge kill there.
That is so big because now he controls the play for the next minute, and that's going to give Flusha the chance to come in and get KGB out. This was a 4-on-2. It's down to a 2 versus 1. Flusha in good position toward Boiler, but they know he's there. I'm sure they know he's there. Zipic's already spotted him. He's going to get the kill, and smartly Bomb was already going toward B. So that was a very important kill because there was not time.
I don't think they could have got the kill there, and I'm not sure whether Fnatic read that incorrectly and didn't give the call to their teammate there, but that was the best chance of him surviving there. Just run away and hope they didn't have time. It would have been very close to come down to the second, I think. It looked like he would have had about 5 seconds to run on the bomb site. Whether he'd had time to plant, I couldn't really tell you, but I would say that was a better investment just to run away and hide in the apartments instead of sitting in boiler room there. But Astralis almost looking like a horrible round after the 4-on-2 came in their favor. They managed to hold on here, and the Fnatic force spy comes in. They're going to be going for 5-7s, M4s, and a Max 7 as well. So big round for Astralis here. Time for them to potentially take 2 if they win this one. And Dupree not messing around now. They're kind of realizing they can't just sit back and allow Fnatic to make the first picks, making things happen and getting in the grills here of Fnatic.
They're inside the B side due to the stack on A. And that economy that was massive for Fnatic, not so good this time. Now is it Henry?
Indeed.
And Dupree. I'm sorry. Dupree going to get in position with the MAC-10. He can start building up the bank, covering off that rotation. Smoke out as well. There will be no entry from Fnatic. The Bigs will cover off the bottom of Banana. There'll be no approach from that side of the map either. They just don't want to give up guns. They don't want to give up frag money to Astralis, knowing now that there is an SMG in play. So they're just going to let this round expire.
The only rifle that was picked up before Fnatic was on an Offmeister, and he's the player that drops. They're unable to salvage it as well. So Astralis have a very clean anti-eco round. Well, I guess it's against a force spy, but a very clean procedure either way. They're going to be saving their AKs and Device on that MP7. It's Dupree winning with the MAC-10. He upgrades to an M4, and they keep all 5 players alive. Very clinical stuff. Fnatic, like I said, would be onto a almost full eco here. And they managed to save some head armor and have something to work with next round at least as well, because they have the MAC-7. They're going to upgrade to some Deagles. But this is looking interesting now. Astralis definitely clawing back into that. That's 4 in a row, Matt. And they're just looking like they've kind of woken up. They've realized the standards don't seem to work for them against Fnatic. Like, obviously, they're losing the first pick every single time. And when they're finally executed a bomb site, it seems very telegraphed. And Fnatic reading the game perfectly, just getting really established crossfires. And the fact that they're just going fast and sticking together and utilizing their stardom they have, it's actually working out very effectively now.
Olaf, forward of the Flames, has to play the aggressive angle with the Deagle. He nearly hit the head of Cajun B, who gets the shot back with the AK. That'll deploy one further smoke from Fnatic at the top of Banana. So it'll buy a little bit of time as well. Keep in mind the shotgun's still in play as well. That's on the hands of JW, who's gotten close to the apartment door. He's waiting for anyone to push through Boiler. Again, like you said, that's Dupree's bread and butter. That's his playground. Yeah. They know that he gets aggressive there, so it's actually a good read from JW, but it's Zipnix instead that will take down Dennis at the top of middle.
Well, now they're going for the more pick-based mentality. They actually get those first 2 kills onto Olofmeister and Dennis. So looking like they can just bide their time now, see what the CT reaction is, see if anyone's going to try and get the refrag. Flush is going to be smoking off and leading his teammates. Crims, just to hold B by himself, only has a 5-7 to work with, so quite a scary proposition. But Astralis now with the bomb down towards B, to see if they can hear any sort of footsteps through the smoke yet. Looking like they're going to show his presence towards middle before they execute first.
Device going to wait as well. Crims potentially going to push into this. Does actually pick up the kill with the 5-7. Bomb was inside Banana as well. It's going to retreat. For the sake of safety, Dupree will go back over toward A where the rest of his teammates are evaluating that side of the map. And JW again is going to play a close angle. Oh, I dare not Cajun B. Thankfully, for his sake, JW gets distracted and he can walk around and secure an easy kill. That'll put the bomb down and Crim's flush out. There's going to be a buy in the next round. Regardless, they're going to look into this and see if they can at least do some damage. So far, not to be, as Dupree will take down Crim's.
Flusher remains. He only has body armor as well, but CZ in hand. We know he can do some serious work of this. He can pick up an AK and get out of there. That will certainly help things here. Having a look at the cash for Fnatic, there will be a maximum loss bonus after this round, so that's $3,400 coming in on top of their $2,000 already. So definitely have a very healthy buy coming in next round, and I'm sure we'll see the change of pace once again. We did see the initial stages of this game when Fnatic did have 6 rounds in a row, and they had the AWP out, and it was JW controlling the game. I'd like him to see him pick up an AWP and him take that towards Banana now. That would be a nice kind of mix-up of pace, and we've seen him heavily favouring towards mid. If he goes towards Banana, that means he's got to shut down that early hand and early aggression that Astralis has been showing over there. Let's see where JW goes this time. Looking like he will be favouring back towards middle, but let's see how Astralis keep approaching this. No AWP for them. They have plenty of cash, though. Tons of cash. Zipek's actually on 10k as we go into round number 13 here.
Flush it. Will be the one close to the smoke. They've got JW on the other side of it this time. And again, AWP's back in hand. He doesn't get aggressive toward the boiler doorway. Without much ground to stand on and a smoke dividing him between he and his support rifler, he actually elects to go back toward the apartment side. No peek, no aggressive play, but it is going to be close angle. Legs up the first shot. Gets a chance in a second because he actually falls into the pit. But it's Cajun B who gets the favorable trade. The more important kill onto Dennis as well, which now enables the bomb plant and sends Fnatic back to the hills.
See what I mean? Astralis are just assertive, simple gameplay there, allowing their big players. Dupree just runs out with the flashbang and just takes down the sniper set up there towards apartments. It's really nice, just simple, effective stuff. These are the rounds they need to be bringing to the table. And it works out perfectly. CT's going to be saving now. It's another AWP drop. JW not really able to do anything with that situation. Close range AWP, but even in the hands of JW, it's always going to be a very tricky procedure. So any Zipex drops, and you can see the rest of the CT's kind of hanging out towards CT spawn and B.
So another round of Astralis will take back the lead. Now 6 in a row. Another 5 in a row. Big money for them, but important save from Fnatic because it will enable a drop and a buy on 2 remaining players. It's Dennis and JW. They won't have an AWP to play with. And JW upgrades, I guess, from the shotgun, but he's still in a position with the M4 that he's slightly on the disadvantage, so he'll have to play a little bit more passive and with his teammates. Olaf and Crims right now are going to play the B as always, but are they going to go aggressive and try and take the fight? Because Olaf, he's looking to get flashed in potentially. Kerrigan's already there. It's a nade instead. It does damage to Kerrigan, but only just.
This is back to more the default setup here. They're seeing what Fnatic have to work with. It's going to be 5 rifles, but no AWP. That's what JW lost in the last round.
They're already taking the stairwell, included with Dupree inside of that boiler position. I mentioned as well, JW's on the rifle, so he is a little bit closer. He favors his chances of, it's not like the AWP, you miss a shot, you've got to run and hide. His chances of dueling, but Flusha is flashed off on the other side, the smoke. So that's a good counter because they can't push through the smoke against JW. There's Molotovs out now, and they've got to sit. And this is actually an awkward crossfire to be in because the late Molotov means that the smoke is going to dissolve at about the same time. And Fnatic have a chance to trap them entirely. While this is happening, Zipex is waiting for the entry to come out from apartments, but he needs his teammates to get some ground first. He needs to find out where the defense are, and JW with the rifle is going to play that perfectly. Now they turtle into the site. Gap in the smoke. Flushes spots one Astralis player out toward Cubby. That's Dupree, and he's going to be the last one alive now. This was very well done from Fnatic.
JW picking up 4 frags there, just isolating them towards middle. There's 2 smokes either side, and he's doing serious work, just showing his attention towards apartments and middle, doing fantastic stuff there after he drops the AWP. And he actually gets damage on the final player as well, was a potential ace for him. So very nicely done there. And Fnatic get their 7th round. We come in 7-7. We'll be going into the last one here. Have a look at the body. All back out on towards JW. And Astralis do have the option to do that as well, but they'll be opting back towards the 5 rifles. I wouldn't be surprised if they went for another simple, fast play here and try to replicate some of the success they've had in previous rounds. Looks like slightly more aggressive play from Fnatic towards Banana right now. You see Crimson Olaf actually coming off the corner and seeing whether they can challenge Device. He's making his way up, but smoked out for now.
So, full-on guns. Both sides in the last round. No AWP. by decision, by design for Astralis. And they pushed Olaf back. That brings Crims closer to the B site, and actually pushing onto this banana as Olaf's rotated. They've got so many smokes out. Look at, there's 6 smokes right now on the A site. 1 from Fnatic to cover off the front of Boiler, and the rest are all from Astralis. They've sold it, and not only that, Kerrigan's cut off the rotation. He's taken down Olaf, but they need to get the shot on a Crims, who once again is always effective in that B site. So efficient, and he gives his team a chance again because they now have the man advantage, and the bomb's not yet planted. They're all going to come from CT. There might have been a chance for JW to try and run down and go toward the bottom of Banana, but they're going to work in tandem. They're going to work together, and Device playing the forward stance. We know how Fnatic likes to trade, so the fact that they're close together here, Device, he's going to have more than just 1 kill in his name. He's got to get at least 2 to give his teammate any chance at all. So Xyp9x will sit back. He'll be the clutch player when the time comes. Device, he shoots early. He almost lines up JW, but there's the shot back. So again, the trade from Fnatic. And Xyp9x has to go through this smoke. He's off of it, Flusha. He needs to have trigger discipline. 1 shot gives his position away, and JW finds him anyway.
Almost an opportune moment there. Device does take down 1, but like he said, the Wolfpack of Fnatic, they're sticking together and making sure they don't miss a beat there. Really nice retake coming in. They managed to pick up the last 2 rounds there, but Astralis, after going down, what, 6-1 I think it was? They had a massive run. They get 6 rounds themselves and actually adjusted their gameplay, stopped doing the defaults, and actually was able to utilize some of their star players. But Fnatic in the end, decent retake. We saw Crims, like you said, so reliable on this B side, picks up 2, does what he can with the 5-7 here to try and spam them down, but it does get taken down in the end, but it's enough. The retake comes in, flushes to defuse, and Device unable to hold on, as he did pick up 2 frags here, but the headline is Fnatic pick up 8 rounds, they win the half on their CT side, and you mentioned it before, they're so strong on the T side here. This is where they're actually their scariest, I think. This is the way they work, it's such a well-oiled machine, they know exactly what the objective is every single time, the mid-round calling is perfection, and they can just obliterate CD setups here. If you give them anything to look at, they always rip your head off at every opportune moment. Lots of B splits coming in through CT spawn, wraps around the bomb site. They're going to get heavy apps control as well. They've just got so much to work with here. Pistol going to be massive for Astralis here. If they can get this and get the 3-0, they have a serious chance of getting into this one. Looks like the game will be going live any second now. Restart has come in. And we'll have a look at the buy for the Danish side. It's going to be a 5-7 on Kerrigan and a smoke as well, so obviously wants to go for that close range spamming potential. And the rest of his teammates on towards Armor here. Not a single kit purchase. Interesting. I mean, it suggests a more aggressive approach.
It certainly does.
And the same goes for Fnatic as well. 5 sets of armor, not a single bit of utility here. Let's see how this one goes down.
Well, Flusha already getting inside of Banana at this moment. Cajun Beast waiting at the top of the middle. There's no real 5-man push as you might have expected with that armor buy, but there's the single smoke. That's from Kerrigan. That's dropped early in the round at the top of Banana. And Dennis walking out of Boiler. He finds Device very quickly. This forces Cajun B back, and now the 5-man rush comes in. Now it's the Glock train with the armor, and how quickly they've got to fall back. Cajun B's lost both members inside of the A site. He's got to fight his way out of this. He gets at least 1 tap with the pistol, looks the other way, and Dennis pops out for the flank beside him. Cajun's had good accuracy with the USP throughout the course of the weekend, but not much he could have done in that situation. Little bait and switch as well going on. Flusha, though, does go down to Xyp9x. Keeps them alive with a shout, but it's going to have to be an extremely loud one as, again, they've got no kit. As Kerrigan walks around the corner low already, though, in front of him was Dennis, and he couldn't land the shot. Olaf gets him instead. Fnatic with the pistol. This gets very scary.
What was kind of interesting about that, right? We saw Kerrigan have that smoke grenade. That almost worked against him in a way because obviously they were spotting and they were getting information there. As soon as they smoked him off, Fnatic went straight back towards middle as fast as they possibly could, keeping 2 CD players there, waiting to see what the reaction was, and actually took away vision for themselves. And it comes back in, Fnatic make their way out. It's Dennis that opens up from Boiler Room, and then the rest of the CTs just completely fell apart at that stage. It was a 3-on-1 to finish things off, but not a full force buy coming from Astralis, but they have gone CZ and smoke. They're looking to lock out Fnatic as long as possible here and see whether they can actually play this like a gun round with the CZs and the Desert Eagles, try and work some headshots here. But the key is lock them out as soon as possible. As soon as they show presence towards anywhere, lock them out. Time and time again. 5 opportunities to do so as well.
Absolutely. Dupree, late smoke, spotted immediately. Doesn't get out of the way of a bullet with his name on it from JW. A little bit late for Valentine's Day, but some love shown nonetheless, Henry.
This is the thing. No head armor as well. Those MAC-10s become very effective indeed. That's actually really dangerous considering they have 3 of them. You can just keep sending those in and doing absolute work here. It's going to be a 5-on-4. CT's not really adjusting just yet. We have got 2 players towards quad. Arch is open. Xyp9x and Kerrigan towards the B-bomb site with Flusha just kind of watching for rotations as well.
Further utility deployed. Try and buy some time, 50 seconds to go. Fnatic, opening pick, rifles unscathed. Xyp9x is going to fall back as well and try and cover from Arch if anyone rotates around, but it's passive on pit side. Device trying to peek through the truck, hoping that he can use his Deagle to good effect. They'll try and jump through that Molotov. They spot out Xyp9x and Olaf. Again, no head armor, uses that Mac-10, gets the first shot. Device changes his angle to try and do anything about it, but through library he goes. His teammates, as we see it, are already ahead of him and going toward this B site instead, and it's just Kerrigan here.
Good luck, Kerrigan. I don't think you're long for this world, my friend, as you are towards the new boxes, and he will be taken down with a jumping Mac-10 shot from Flusher, of course. And it's going to keep 5 men alive here for Fnatic, just KGB and Device remaining with Desert Eagles and CZ respectively. Let's see what they can do with it. Not much it seems. Looking at the opting out of this round. It's just going to be KGB remaining, hoping he doesn't get found here towards CT spawn. There's no choice here, but FaZe gets one. And essentially a double as Dennis that shuts him down. You just assume it's going to be pretty much a full eco now coming from Astralis. They want to prepare themselves for that first gun run and see whether they can get the AWP. See some money on towards Xyp9x. Could drop the orb next round, I think. So let's see what they can do with this. Obviously, Fnatic more than happy to keep their lesser SMGs here. And Flusher, of course, just keeping that CZ that he's so famous for.
Yeah. Flush has been doing some peculiar things with weapons as of late.
Yeah, we've seen Tech 9s on gun rounds, we've seen UMPs on gun rounds, CZs
on gun rounds,
on
overpass, which actually cost them. Maybe that was the wake-up call on that map. Device gets tagged down to 21 early on. Dupree eats a nade. It's not the best breakfast, and he finds that out the hard way. 15 HP left to work with. As he tries to get a forward stance with Cajun inside of the apartments. Cajun's actually going to hide out in the bedroom. There's the shot from Dupree. Pre-fire. Look at the read. Olaf actually was expecting that switch play. They get the kill anyway, but nonetheless, it shows the game awareness that Olaf has. And JW, he'll charge in toward the B site. And he's going to go right through to CT spawn to cover this off while his team goes for the plant. He'll get a further one for his services as well.
That pretty much ties it up. KGB and Dupree remaining with CZs and P250s. Not really much to work with whatsoever. Just trying to get some exit kills here. But I think they'll be denied. It's not really a valuable kill for even Fnatic to get at this stage, as they know the greater target would be for Astralis to take an exit kill and take away weapons. This will be KGB remaining, and he's stuck in a similar position here towards CT spawn. Won't make his way towards Arch, but it's going to be Dennis who finishing things off. Nice clean headshot there, and bring Fnatic to their 11th round here. We'll have a look at the cash coming in. As I mentioned before, they should be able to get AWPs because they didn't fully invest. Did we just have a kiss cam? I think an unprompted kiss cam just happened there. You missed it.
That's just people expecting to be put on the spot now. Or maybe, Henry, they just really love each other and they don't need any encouragement.
That's what we need in the world, isn't it? While we watch terrorists like kill each other.
Okay, wow, you had to really get full graphic on that one, didn't you?
Let's have some love. Anyway, let's get back to the action, shall we? Device opening things up, has got the AWP. Takes down Olaf Meister, 5 on 4 now. And finally gets himself some decent footing here.
Krim's going to get up this time, do the Dupree, jump in toward Boiler. They've got the bomb in the hands of Flush out working toward the apartments as well. It's with Dennis that he'll do his dirty work. They'll try and clear out and evict any CTs. It's Dupree and KGB that are waiting though, but they're outside the building. Didn't get a search warrant for this round, so they've just got to sit and let the approach happen. Xyp9x and Kerrigan on the B site won't have much company, and Device has the passive on the left side of the A side. On Truck side is already occurring. He does the same on Arch. And a smoke off on the left indicates that the right might be the approach, so Device is going to have to get busy here in a moment. They've already cleared the cubby with the Molotov. He's just going to sit and wait for this, and they've used that smoke to at least get position. Is there going to be a flash out, though? Krims actually looking to go back down toward Banana, so this might just be an anchor play from Dennis. He's going to lurk. He's going to sit here. They've got him in position where once there's any movement from the counter-terrorist, he's going to hear it right away, and the approach is actually going to come into the B side.
I think Dennis is about to be taken down. He's going to face Device here. There it goes. Going to bring it in. The second kill for Device this round, and the rest of his teammates now making their way towards the B bomb site. Smoked out for now. We're going to be flashing through, of course. It's JW leading it in, but Xyp9x takes him down.
It's a smart start from Xyp9x because they don't have the rotation coming in just yet, but they'll do it alone. It's Kerrigan and Xyp9x to shut everything that walks in their way down. It brings them back in the first gun, but there's still tons and tons of money for Fnatic to work with.
And a lot of work here for Astralis to do to get themselves back into this. Lots of money, like you said. So Fnatic will be interesting to see whether they bring an AWP in themselves. Looking like they won't. It's going to be 5 AKs. It was Device that did so much work there to bring that round in Astralis' favour. He'll be this time making his way back towards the top of middle. Let's see how Fnatic decide to approach this round. It's actually quite a bit of aggressive grenades coming in from Xyp9x towards B. They're looking like a faster mid-play coming in from Fnatic as they are actually locked out by the incendiary for now. That apps control coming in for Dennis. He'll be leading the charge here and seeing whether he can find a pick.
Free though, needs to hit these shots. He whiffs on a number of them. He gets 1 kill for his efforts. He actually picks up the second, and smartly so. He needed to get 2 in that position, but at that point it looked not possible. So good recovery. It gives them now 4 versus 2 as Crims and Dennis try and approach still on this A site. KGB, he'll lock down the pit. And Device tries to line up for apartments with the AWP.
I'm surprised Dupree had so much room to work with there. Seems like no one was even looking at him. It's going to be Crims that picks up that kill onto Device, and that could be an absolute blunder here as they have a window of opportunity here. Dennis Meister coming up towards Quad, takes down KGB as well. Now it's a 2-on-2.
This is a big problem. They've just lost Pit, they've just lost their Opper. They've got Kerrigan left in the open. If they lose this from a 4 versus 2, when they had map control to work with, it would be absolutely abysmal. Smoke's off now for Fnatic. That's going to allow the bomb plant. Dennis on 9 HP is some sort of silver lining right now for Astralis as they take a different approach, but Crims has read this. He knows, all right, we smoked them one way. They've got to be going the other. They get 1 kill, they get both. They try to go for the bait and switch, the trade play that Fnatic's famous is for, and Astralis smartly stick together and do the same.
Absolutely. Kerrigan in the boiler room there just finishing things off, but like you said, that could have been devastating to lose that one after getting the opening frags once again. Dupree working so hard for them. I was kind of questioning why Fnatic weren't looking at them. Did they assume it was smoked that area? It seemed like he just had full control. Look at this right now. So they've got the call that he's there, and then all of a sudden he gets this second kill as well. It's the first one that surprised me so much, how he has so much control in that position.
And Device missing that op shot at apartment too is what made that round interesting, because if he had to hit that, then they were firmly set on the second player coming in. Once he goes down, it just made things really awkward for Cajun.
There we go then. It's going to be a force spy coming in from Fnatic. Got the AWP this time, trying to take down these aggressive picks that have been coming in from the Device. He's going to be looking towards second middle right now. And this could get interesting. Dennis going to be boosting himself up into a Palmer's now. He'll be smoked out for now, but you can see it's going to be 2 AKs, 2 Tech 9s, and that JW AWP.
JW's AWP all the way back down mid at this point, just holding. Crims and Dennis advance. Dennis again looking like he wants to jump up to Boiler potentially. He's not yet done so. Olaf already inside the apartments would suggest that it's a possible play. Olaf's actually got smoke now down in front of him at the end of the apartment, so they'll slow a little bit. Fnatic's not concerned. There's still 50 seconds to work with. Thankfully, though, there is still decent utility on the B side. Kerrigan's just going to throw out one more smoke now. So as soon as they come around, Flusha's going to see that, but he's also going to know it's stale and very likely to dissolve soon. So they'll wait for the information to arrive. Surprisingly, JW hasn't yet got himself, now he is, to get in position to try and open this up, to try and find the opening pick. And Dennis waiting for the flash through. Smoke's gone, second one on CT. This is the execution. The one in front of the water buys space, but what a shot from Dennis as soon as he gets there. The head's gone from Xyp9x. Kerrigan does respond for it. KGB's got to go for the rotate, but Kerrigan's down already, and now it's all about the rotation because the site is lost and the bomb is going to be planted.
No, I'm not sure that's enough, you know, only finding 1 frag on the execution. The CT's not really left with many options here, looking like they will save as well. So after biding their time, keeping 5 players alive, they make that execution on the B site. It's only Kerrigan to pick up 1. Xyp9x goes down without a single frag, and not really much damage inflicted either. So it's a big round for Fnatic to win after Astralis do win 2 in a row to get himself back into this. The scoreline will be 12-9. The good news is, though, Device does keep his AWP here, but that was a very convincing round here coming in from the Swedes. Only needed 2 kills as well to secure it as well, so that's kind of impressive. It seemed like the setup for Astralis said, like, yeah, Xyp9x completely in the open. He's kind of hoping that smoke is going to protect him a little bit more. The problem is, unless he finds that initial spray down and he gets the first headshot, he's just completely in the open. Even if he gets 1 kill, there's going to be traded back. He needs to be playing the positions that complement each other. Like Kerrigan, if he's going to be back right, you need to have someone like towards the spools or the oranges, so you can kind of play off each other and flashbang each other. But they were kind of stood in difficult positions that didn't work out for them. We go into round number 22, it's going to be JW back on the AWP. Same goes with Device as well. He's got a very good spawn, so assume him to go aggressive here.
Device already at the top of middle, tries to line it up. JW is waiting, though, and he's got the shot, he's got the angle. Fnatic have the man advantage as well. And Astralis' money is in shambles if this round goes awry. And that would put Fnatic at 13, facing potential eco. It would be an abysmal situation for Astralis to try and contain.
Well, this is the thing now, the CT need to work out how they're going to approach the situation. It's not the sort of map where you can kind of regain great map control like Dust 2 we saw, but Xyp9x by himself towards B. You can see Dupree and KGB stacking up towards Quad side, it's going to be occasion with the AWP. Salvage from Device.
Kerrigan just threw a smoke over from A that Flush is spotted at the top of Banana. Now, surprisingly...
That could be decent intel, actually.
Well, that's the thing. You would think that means the second player's left, but surprisingly, they're still going in on the A site. So Dupree is going to get Crims, and I would have thought Fnatic would have said, all right, if they're using utility from the offsite, we've got a massive advantage here, and they don't take it. It brings this back to 4-on-4 and slows things considerably. As KGB tries to get the AWP in a more advantageous position. The second smoke, though, there will be no gap, so he'll just fall back instead.
So Kerrigan now rotated all the way towards B. It's going to leave Cajun and Dupree, but Cajun has got the AWP, so he can hold Arch pretty effectively with that. Kerrigan's going to be on the spools for now. Dupree watching quad from truck side. And that's the pick. Once again, the AWP goes down, and this is the B split through Spawn we talk about so much. Zipex and Kerrigan to hold.
Flash through as well. They try and get in position to go for this wrap. Olaf already in CT's clearing the angles, a little bit slower on the approach because there's already two going in to the B site directly. Molotov leaves Zipex aside, but there's 10 seconds, so if they get one kill on this bomb planter, it's going to be all over. They're going to do just that. They've got 5 seconds right now. It's over. Get away. Zipex, get out of there. Just don't get found. And luckily, Dupree gets the kill.
Well, that's the thing. A perfect incendiary drop. That delayed them so much, right? And it meant that the exchanges were very difficult indeed. They had to run onto the side, not really checking everything, didn't really leave themselves much time. And that's actually a really nice read from Kerrigan. He gets that first pick towards middle with the help of Dupree as well. Rotates back over, and it's a really nice play for them as well. You can see that's affected Fnatic's economy as well. 2 rifles, a Desert Eagle, and some certain technologies as well. A plethora of weapons and aggressive grenades going down towards the bottom of the middle. It's going to be effective as well as they follow them down. It's going to be Cajun B to take down JW and open things up here.
And great read by Astralis to know the situation. This isn't something we often see them do, is get aggressive in this fashion. We know Fnatic's done it, so take a page from their book. Gives them the 2-man advantage initially. They've since lost to Dupree, but they're smart about it. They won't overextend. They'll fall back. Missed shot from Device, though. Puts them in position, and that's Olaf with the AK. Thankfully, Kerrigan's close by because that could have been an absolute disaster if they were able to walk in. That's another very important kill that Device missed that could have hinged the entire round wide open, as Dennis and Crims will sit post-plant. So remember, bomb did go down in this situation.
Crims and Dennis now to defend. The CTs slowly but surely making their way in, and that's the first pick. Just comes down to Dennis now. Doesn't really have much to work with. Out of position and out of time, it seems, but somehow picks up the first frag. Kerrigan will be the one to respond. Efficient fragging there, and they do have the kits to get the defuse as well. So Astralis stringing a couple together. The force by not working out for Fnatic. They do get the bomb down, but the money's still going to be very difficult indeed. We're getting to similar situation as what we saw in Dust 2. And will Fnatic finally take a round on the chin and opt out and just take an eco?
Kerrigan staying with that AWP recovered. He actually dropped it and re-grabbed it, so he's going to keep it. Based on spawn, I imagine he wants to go B with this, so this is a different approach. It's going to leave Device on the rifle on A. And he might try and go for intel as well, as he was set for the flash. He sees the smokes, though, and now he knows Fnatic's getting aggressive at the top of middle, so Kerrigan's not going to have the option. Instead, it'll be the rifles with a crossfire position. And Cajun B is going to go back to play where Dennis is often found, inside the graveyard to hold the apartment approach, but they've got a player in pit as well. But what they don't have, okay, Device is going to do it now. I was going to say a second man to help Device stay aggressive on Arch side, but now he smartly will go back.
But this is a really nice passive setup. You can see the terrorists don't actually have any utility to work with right now. They are going to have their final smoke shot towards Arch, and that's it. They're going to be getting up towards the quad side here, but it's such a passive setup here, and crossfire set up all over the A bomb site. No, they haven't really got many options here. They're going to be bursting through the smoke, it seems, towards Arch, but we have got Device waiting with M4 in hand and should be set up for quite a nice spray down now.
Nice lined, but Dinked has to fall back again. So Device having struggles in these crucial situations. Thankfully, Zipex is in position, but this can allow for a wrap again, potentially, because they are still lurking a player inside of Fnatic. Thankfully, that's going to be shut down by Kerrigan, who stays patient with the AWP. And Fnatic, they'll go back onto the A site. They find another kill. It's Cajun B that goes down. They find Device. What a shot was that from Dennis as they walk around. Finally, Dupree gets the answer, but it's still going to be another bomb plant for Fnatic, and then a close game. The more economy you let slip away with a team like Fnatic, the more likely they're going to punish you for it. In the end, Dennis is going to force the issue. This is aggressive play.
Oh
this is so aggressive play. Dennis gashes him off. That's ungodly from Dennis.
Oh my God. That awareness from Dennis, the timing works out perfectly. Just as they turn away from Arch, he comes round and gets the double kill. That was pretty much a full eco from Fnatic as well. It's devastating for Astralis to lose, and look at the timing on this. It's just the best thing he could have hoped for. He finds 4 frags that round, and that's an absolute nightmare. You can see how it's affected Astralis. That could cost him the game. 2 pistols now, 3 rifles, and no kits. What a turnaround.
27 kills, Dennis leads the way, and no play more important than that. Bomb down, and he forces the issue, catches them entirely unaware. And look at the situation with the quasi-buy device. No AWP this round, that's for sure. Cajun's going to play on the balcony as well. He being one of the fortunate to have the FAMAS in hand. They've split the rifles because Kerrigan's also going to be inside B to support Zipmix, but already apartment control going to be gained right now by Fnatic.
What's so important about this as well, we only see 2 smokes remaining in the CTs, nothing really to hold them off, no kits. If this bomb goes down and they haven't found a frag, this could be lights out for Astralis here. Remember 25, Fnatic in heavy favour. It's going to need an absolute miracle and a play from the CTs to find an initial pick, and then they can decide to be in this more passive mentality. Slowly but surely, Fnatic are dissecting top and middle here. We have got a player facing towards the top. It's going to be Device, backed up by Dupree, but they're getting pushed back.
Crims is going to push into Device. He's already pre-firing onto the archway. He'll smoke that as well. Device will see that smoke, but he's going to have to sit and wait, because if he tries to take advantage of it, there's multiple there. He does find the first pick. He got 2. He's actually got more than he was good for. But beyond the best expiry date, he does go down in the end to JW. That starts to open things, but look at the situation, because they still have Dupree inside the site with a rifle. He's spotted by Olaf before the chance comes to take down Dennis, who will get Cajun. So it's heartbreaking, and it was so close that that could have actually worked out.
Yeah, it looked like Device is in the perfect situation. I thought he was going to get all 3, but somehow JW does take him down with the AWP in the end. And Kerrigan and Zipex, like I said, no kits. If they're going to have any chance, they need to find a kill in the next 5 or 6 seconds. Let's see what they can do. There it is. It makes it possible at least. And there's a second kill as well. Just down to Dennis. Can he hold on?
He's got the pit's position for it. He's got Pit. He's got Zipex in the headshot. Kerrigan's got to force this, and Dennis, can he get another clutch? Kerrigan's going to not allow it this time. He'll get the defuse. Or will he? He's got 10 seconds on this. I think he's just got this.
Yeah, he's got it. That's fine. But what a play. Back-to-back 6 clutches there. As Kerrigan steps up this time. He gets the defuse as well. And Astralis are back just the round they needed. Device opens it up with a double CZ kill. And Kerrigan finishes it off with an impeccable clutch as well. So exciting stuff here. This is the grand final we wanted, Matt. It could go either way still. And Fnatic, money's still reasonable. We can see Dennis Meister can drop pistols if they wanted to. I think they will be going for the partial buy here, just making sure he drops a few Tech 9s, keeping the money around 2k, but here we go then. Astralis back in the driving seat, Device back on the AWP, FAMAS' purchase, and it all leads to what can Fnatic do with the pistols?
That's the bigger question, because this is a chance for Astralis to really take control. JW goes in initially. It's going to be Dennis to follow it up. They're going quick. This is Fnatic style. Kerrigan's taking mad damage, and it's a problem. Now it's all on Zipix. He's got to dance behind the new box. Under the quad, and he gets into oranges too. That's going to volley it off. This gives away the indication, though. They should know he's here. They do. It's a knife. JW. He goes through. They know he's mollied off, and they take it to him. That is so well done and so frustrating. That could potentially tilt them massively, and it's on Cajun to try and clutch it through the smoke. And it's all on that knife that JW wins this round.
What in God's name just happened? That's absolutely insane. That's a full reset. How does this knife work out for him? Zipex, low HP, but oh my God, that's so audacious. JW with the huge plays there. And I can't believe my eyes. This game is just so back and forth, and I think Astralis...
That might just be the way that it goes.
That could be the final hit, because now they are on a full reset. Pistols only. There's no rifles to back them up this time. Oh my goodness, the clutches are insane. Fnatic just has some Tech 9s and armor there. I can't believe my eyes. That's incredible scenes. Of course it's a knife. Why not?
Understandable in that situation, but my God, Zipix is going to just be fretting that kill. Cajun through the smoke as well, nearly had a chance at it, but JW found that as well. And now Astralis going to be in a position of absolute doom as well, because with these pistols bought up and only 1 round against them, unless they win this, they're not going to have guns to play with hardly in the next round as well. They'll force, obviously, where it will be match point, but look at the positions for them. They're going to try and get aggressive. Cajun's going to take over the apartments. Olaf's below the stairwell. He'll have heard that nade be thrown down by Cajun as well, so that should indicate that he and Dupree, at least one of them is there, and smoke off in the boiler door so they can't push back into it. They can't find the play.
Time ticks away, 50 seconds. See this terror sticking together here. There's the first pick. Device drops, but Fnatic making sure they stay strong. Olaf watching the flanks as well. Dupree trying to sneaky move out the window there, but it's going to be a 5-on-3. We have Zipex on the side. That's something to work with here. Can he land a shot? Goes down to 8 HP through the arch. And now 2 players remain. That's the round tied up, and Fnatic will be going to championship point him out.
And they'll get the bomb plant. Crims just throws a smoke out to cover off the only vulnerable spot that they did leave. It's a good shot on JW.
Safe
and this is smart. Yeah, grab the gun, because as mentioned, they're not going to have anything to work with. So the M4 in his hands, 8 HP, no sense facing toward Flusha, who's not going to chase in turn, and Kerrigan's just going to sit, hope desperately that someone walks out. But Fnatic with Crims and Olaf have full HP on both. They can just go to the corner of pit, and they don't even need to pursue or put themselves in a vulnerable position to allow that to happen.
More than the pressure is on now, as I mentioned. This is a championship point on the line. Astralis need the next round to stay in contention. Already 1 map down. Kerrigan finds a kill onto Crims as well. If he can salvage that weapon, at least something to work for. They're only going to have $1,900 going into the next round. It's going to be very difficult indeed. Does Kerrigan get it? He does pick up an AK as well, so something to talk about at least. The rest of the guys may be able to get a shotgun, a FAMAS, some pistols, that's about it. They need to buy everything they possibly can. Not a single kit purchase. Device with no armor. And there's the Max 7 purchase as well. They only have 4 smokes to play with. I'll make it 5 now. It's not the end of the world, but this is another huge round, obviously. And JW back on towards the AWP. Flasher on the FAMAS. He's happy to use that, of course. What else? He loves anything in his hands. That'll be absolutely fine. And looking like this time, we're going to be showing some banana control. Crims at the top here, but we do have Kerrigan. This next skill is going to be absolutely massive. Flashman comes in. He's chucked in towards the sandbags. Stuck for position.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, but right now, Zipex with that flash off can't do much to help Kerrigan because Crims has the corner covered. They're going to go for the exchange. And now Zipex will come in because they know the situation. They know Fnatic like these trades, and thankfully they get away, and they do decent damage onto Crims. He actually comes out worse for wear in that whole exchange, as Kerrigan only goes down to 64. Still a forward stance on the A side as well. Device, no AWP again, can't cover off that arch side with it. He's going to go to the rifle. Interestingly enough, Astralis, 4 players, all on 17 kills apiece right now, so fairly even frag distribution. But no one equaling that of Dennis, who sits on 29.
Yeah.
And maybe more, maybe not. We'll find out. Start things off. Not going to land that op shot as they did go for the boost. That would have been impressive. But they do actually lag him up, but doesn't get the kill. More importantly.
Well, you can see distraction towards the top middle. Olaf Meister coming in. He's going to look for that first frag. It's going to be a B hit, though. Dupree takes him down. Do Astralis have what it takes to hold off this B attack?
Well, they're going to boost. They're going to try and go over oranges. No, it looked like Flusha was going to put one up, but it's Kerrigan this time that will hold it off. Not Zipex and oranges too. Kerrigan instead. AK in his hand, and did they go for the knife in return? I think they tried it. I literally think the player that ran through from water, if I'm not mistaken, it was Dupree, tried to get the knife and return the favor. Thank you very much kindly to Fnatic. And with that, look at the money. This is a heads-up brawl.
Absolutely, so back and forth there, looking like they're out of it. You thought that leg as well would take them out of the round, but Kerrigan.
It was Device, and yeah, he did try and go for it.
Cheeky. Well then, the favor is returned straight away, and it's 2 pistols now onto Fnatic. This grand final is pulling out all the stops. We're into round 29, we're going all the way. Device back on towards the AWP here. More passive setup, going to be looking towards any aggression towards the top middle. Olaf Meister actually on the AWP, not JW this time.
And Device needs to hit shots with his. There's been 2 rounds when he missed crucial kills that actually cost them dearly. One of them was the incredible Dennis ace. The other was when they had the 4 versus 2 in pit control, and he missed the shot coming out. Cajun B went down as a result. He's now playing aggressive, speaking of, on top of the balcony railing. And they're going to get a flash in, though, so he needs to be careful because JW's already got his back turned. Crims is not going to go. It's going to be JW trying to take advantage of this as well, look to get close because he's using the pistol.
Well, and he has got control of the apartments, but like you said, Cajun B waiting for him here. They are going to be waiting for the smoke to dissipate towards middle, and looking like they will be showing their hand towards Banana with Flusha holding the flanks as well. Dupree and Cajun B set up in the pit. Device at the top middle with the AWP.
Device going to go back, though. They've called for a more passive set. So all 3 players at A will fall back slightly. Molotov from Device will buy more time on arch side. That'll put pressure, though, onto Dupree and Cajun, and a smoke from JW. Again, this pistol wants to get in position. He's going to throw a nade out in toward pit where Dupree is behind the statue. Get ready for Olaf, though. Quick little pre-fire toward that corner. Doesn't do anything to scare off Device, though, but now it has. He's actually gone in the site because with this amount of pressure, he wants to get close and support his teammates. Watch the wrap from Arch, though, because Olaf is still coming around. It's Flusha, rather. He's inside of the site. He's behind them. Dennis with a kill. It's all on Dupree inside of the pit. He's got one, but he goes down immediately after to JW. 9 seconds, though. They will get this bomb planted. They've just got it in the hands of JW now, and Flusha is in prime position. Double AWP as well from Fnatic, and that nearly would have been the round. Xyp9x tries to take advantage of this. He can push forward. JW's going to set for the second shot. And they still try and get these op shots in. It's going to be JW. He hits one. Watch the crossfire. They've got it. It's going to be all Flusha, and it's going to be all Fnatic in this grand final.
They take it. It was such an exciting grand final here. Finally, a CSGO final delivering, and it was back and forth towards the end. That eco force buys working time and time again. And Astralis, I have to take my hat off to them. They really took Fnatic right down to the wire there. Could have gone either way in terms of the money and the way the rounds are going as well, but they are going to be the champions here. And actually didn't drop a single map since that opening game, Matt. Very impressive stuff indeed.
Super impressive stuff. Not to mention the map that they dropped was to Envious, who had their number on LAN up until a day ago when they beat them twice to knock them out. Compliments of G2, but I have to say Astralis much better in that game. On Dust 2, they tilted, they lost sight of their tactics, they couldn't make things work, and it was a game that was potentially lost because of it. In this game, it looked like it was over from the beginning, and they actually used tactic to get back into it.
They loosened up a little bit. They weren't just relying on the defaults. That's what was letting them down to open things up. They went a bit looser, allowing Dupree to get out of apartments and cause absolute havoc there. Great play for them on their T side. Unfortunately, just wasn't quite enough as Fnatic do finish things off in style.
Well, that said, OJ does the duty. He gets the honors to hand it over to the deserved champions, Fnatic.
Thank you very much. I'm here on stage with the winners of an insane 2 best of ones. It was fabulous to watch you play. There was a couple of rounds there. You didn't deserve to win a couple of those rounds. You had no right winning them, but you pulled out insane plays.
We're Fnatic. We win those rounds.
You do indeed. And there was one round in particular where you jumped through the smoke with a knife out.
And I'm JW. That's my rounds.
Listen, you're not giving me that much in the interview. What is it? What is that extra percent that Fnatic has that even in close matches with Astralis, one of the top teams in the world, you just are that little bit better?
I think it's like everyone in our team can go big at any time. Like we have 5 superstar players in our team, and that's what I think it's. And our communication together is, I think, many people underestimate how important communication is, and we have probably the best communication in the world.
Now, obviously, you've won this tournament here. I'm about to hand over this fabulous trophy here at the Barcelona CSGO Invitational. What sort of a message do you think you have sent out ahead of Katowice, which is just 10 days' time?
Well, I'm pretty sure that we don't feel that we really played 100% this tournament, and we still won the tournament. So that's the message we sent out.
The message is, we were great, we can be even greater. So then the winners of the Barcelona CSGO Invitational, it is Fnatic. Pretty much it from here, from us. Fabulous work by Fnatic, who end it with 2 lives still remaining. It's time for OJ to put the OJ into Ryoka, and we'll hand back to Alex just to sum up how amazing a performance that was.
Job, OJ. What a win for the Swedes as they continue to be unbeaten since their roster mix-up, bringing Dennis into that roster, waving goodbye to the tactician that was Pronax. And what a win that was, making things not necessarily look easy at some point or another. Knives through smokes, as it was highlighted, but as he said, they are Fnatic. What a way to summarize their roster. And you can see, of course, the Spanish fans happy to see a team of such caliber here in their home country.
That was all we had to say, was their Fnatic. I mean, then some of those rounds are just pretty incredible to watch them. I mean, this is the thing, they win like a force buy and eco in the second half, when when Astralis has every advantage available to them. I mean, those are things that no other team does with this kind of consistency. They've been the best team for so long, and it just doesn't even look like it's slowing down.
And it's just mind-boggling.
If there's any way to get into the head of any other teams coming into a tournament like Katowice, watching them play like that is going to be terrifying, because how do you read a team that can go to that sort of individual power? How can you stop a guy who's just willing to fly around the corner with a knife? And as I said, they're not even playing their best in their opinion. They depend on things, the core dynamics in that team that you can't defeat. So, huge play.
Yanko, I know you don't want to dive too in-depth about Inferno, but I mean, just a couple of closing points on Fnatic in the tournament as a whole.
Fnatic are best.
And how about you as an analyst?
Yanko good, but not best. Fnatic best.
Fnatic best. I don't think we should stay too much longer. We indeed have to go and celebrate with Fnatic and the gang. It has been a fantastic event to be a part of, and it does feel like we've basically got a taste of what is just around the corner, of course, in Katowice and the Major. It's going to be a whole lot of CS this month and, of course, the next, and I hope you guys are ready for it as much as we are. I'm struggling to speak. A big thank you to our sponsors, of course. It looks like Jason's got something to say.
Just happy to have you, come away from COD for the weekend, but I hope you enjoy your return to the dark side.
It'll be great, won't it?
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Hopefully, I'll be able to see your faces soon because I've had a ridiculous amount of fun. And I mean, this is what I do when I get home from whatever else I'm doing, is I start playing CS and watching CS. So it's good to be here, and I'm sure I'll be back ASAP. For now, though, we are going to disappear. It has been a great event to be a part of, and a little litmus test for the CS extravaganza around the corner. So from everyone here, we'll see you at Katowice.